Hey, how's it going, all you lovely people? It's Door Shutter coming back to you with a brand new episode of the Craftoria mod pack, and today we are gonna quickly go and grab a AE2 charger to get a meteorite compass that will allow for us to kind of find meteorites from AE2 just a little bit quicker. So to get this, we're gonna need to do this crafting recipe right here that gives us a charger. Fantastic. So we're gonna go downstairs real quick in the factory building, and we're going to go get this placed near one of these things, just because we're not going to use this for too long. But I need to use it so we can actually get the meteorite compass. There we go. And then from there, we're going to go find meteorites. So we're just going to follow this compass. So it's probably going to point us to this one, which is fine, because we haven't explored it really. I think we looked into it and then just left. So let me head over that direction, and we'll be right back. Alrighty, so we are here at this meteorite. We're actually going to take some of this sky stone here. Actually see if I can get up here real quick. Hold on. Okay, just grab some more of the sky stone. Perfect. So what we're looking for here is flawless Certus Quartz, because I really couldn't care for anything other than flawless. So we're going to grab this one. We're going to break the cluster on all of these real quick. Okay. And then we're going to take out the mysterious cube. Of course, if you silk touch it, you'll be able to pick up the mysterious cube, but we do not have silk touch anymore, so we're just gonna go with it. All right, so we're gonna grab the normal Certus Quartz blocks here, and then we are gonna grab the rest of these. Okay. Let's see here. So I do want to place these back down real quick and see if I can just get Certus Quartz out of them rather than the variations. So you can see that there's several different tiers. There's flawed, there's chipped, there's damaged. So flawless, flawed, chipped, damaged, and then back to Certus Quartz blocks. So that is your tier list. And of course, if we were to do AE2 without mechanisms cardboard, there are ways to go and recharge these from Certus Quartz blocks back into each individual tier. Of course, flawless is the only tier you can't obtain, because flawless is in default AE2 not obtainable. So you would have to just break it and get flawed, and then just break it once it gets under a certain level, and then go from there. So it's kind of one of those things where you'd have to automate it. And I think now there are easier options to actually go and automate this. So if you look at the reaction chamber here, adding charged Certus Quartz into this would give you damage. So 8 to 8 would give you damaged, and then you go from there. So you could do it in a block instead of in a pool of water like the original recipe suggests. So there are options with add-on mods, but by default you'd have to go through the water and have like a formation plane or annihilation plane kind of set up. I think it'd be formation, I think, because you'd basically want to pick up the item that is like the damaged Certus Quartz or something like that. But I've just honestly never done it, because I always try to avoid it. So maybe one day. Maybe one day. Alright, so we're at the second meteorite here. I think this is going to be the last one we're going to do on camera. The rest I'll have to go fly, or not fly around. You know, I'm so used to being able to fly around. I just said that. But we're going to be able to walk around, or probably get a horse maybe. That might not be a bad option to get the next set of these. But we're going to grab the next mysterious cube, and we're going to see. We do have a flawless, so we're going to pick this one up. Oop. Not mean to do that. So we got to be careful where we're clicking. There we go. So take that. There's our second flawless. And then the rest are flawed or lower. Alright, real quick here. We are going to quickly make up a jammed nether portal. Nether mining portal. And while it is expensive, because it does require a netherite pickaxe, which I just crafted, so that's, what, 3 diamonds plus 7, and of course, a normal smithing template. So that's our actually first netherite tool, and I have just used it to make a portal. So we're going to hop in here, and the reason I really want this dimension is because I can actually come in here, and I can actually get some mending levels by just mining quartz. And that is a fantastic thing. Also, of course, just getting gold nuggets and stuff like that. But this is going to be helpful. We also can, of course, get ancient debris from this dimension. I do believe, unless the configs have been changed. I guess I could actually quickly check that real quick. There is a config option for the jammed. It's actually just an independent folder. So, ancient debris. So it is in here. We do have so it is the normal 8 to 24. Okay. All right. So it is in here, so that is fantastic. I'm going to do a little bit of mining to just get some levels, and that way I don't break this Paxel, because I really don't want to. Another thing, I have discovered that this Just Dire Things recipes have been altered, of course, by Craftoria. And that's not going to happen. We're going to get those removed, and I'll show you here in a second what I mean by changed. Block breaker. This is what I was looking at, because of course we're going to get into AE2 here in a little bit. This is a completely altered recipe. We've got a diamond paxel, steel ingots, and an advanced machine hull, which is the basic machine hull, wire tier installer for mechanism, or industrial foregoings advanced machine frame. Yeah, no. No. Just no. That's not going to be a thing. We are going to, of course, get rid of that, because at the end of the day, I really don't want to have to worry about needing to get through, what, three other mods just to get a block breaker? I know this block breaker is quite decent, but of course, remember, these block breakers require a tool, and that tool can break. The advanced one can power the tool that's inside of it, which is the reason I'm going to go for it as much as we can. We can't go for it full tier because we don't actually have Void Shimmer Goo, which is one problem, right? So we'd have to go to the end to get this anyway. We wouldn't have access to this for a little while because, yes, Dragon's Breath is required to actually get that in the first place, which is kind of strange to me why you changed the recipe at the end of the day, because if you already need to go to the end, which is quite a distance, right? You're not going to just jump into that right away. Why would we alter the recipe, right? I mean, unless you're expecting people to go through mechanism or modern industrialization before touching the end, which I don't see a reason to do that unless the end has been altered significantly. I know that Young's Better Structures was put in the end, the Young's Better End Island, which I did remove before starting this pack because it broke automation of killing the Ender Dragon, which is something I want to do again this season. But we don't have Create, so it's going to add a little bit of complications, and so we're going to definitely look into that. But as of right now, that is kind of all I can see. I mean, I could probably look at the advanced block breakers and stuff, and we can see that the base recipe, so yes, all of the recipe has been changed. I mean, even requiring a dropper module to use an advanced dropper. The dropper module, in my opinion, is better than the advanced dropper. Why, I wouldn't even correlate these two, because I would just go ahead and just do modular routers. Have they changed modular routers recipe? I'm kind of curious. No. Okay. They have not. I believe that's altered, though. The gold nuggets, I think it's usually iron. I might be wrong on that one. Okay. But yeah, I will be back. We will get into some sort of block breaker. I'm not even sure. I was looking. I know we have a couple options, because we have, like, actually additions. I'm not sure how well this block breaker works, because I haven't used it in forever. We do actually have, I think, almost everything to get this, right? No, we don't have the Restonia. I do have, like, the Void Coal, or Void Crystal, which is coal, converted using the Atomic Reconstructor. So let's actually look at that. What's the recipe? Iron casing. Do we have any black quartz? We do. Perfect. Only a little bit, though, so we're going to have to be careful. And some iron. And then atomic reconstructor requires 4 redstone. Okay, so one thing we're going to want to grab is a redstone torch and a button. And I think we can put our... I guess I should have grabbed some cables. We should actually be able to put this thing... Let's just send it. Let's just put it right there. So right-clicking on this with a redstone torch will activate pulse mode. And what pulse mode will do is basically when we drop an item and we push the button, it's going to send it. And actually, that is new. It just like altered a lot of the blocks around it, which I don't think I remember that from the original. So let me get some energy pipes because I don't want to do that. I have to convert all of this back to stone now. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so I've just picked this up with the cardboard box to move it. I should be able to rotate this thing. Maybe not with this pipe wrench. Okay, let's grab... Do we have any other kind of wrench? I really don't know if half of these wrenches will work like I want, by the way. So I'm kind of curious. The ferrocore wrench we don't have access to. We do have access to the configurator. We may give this one a go. Where is osmium? They actually have no osmium in here. Oh, right there. Perfect. And then 2 pieces of iron. Do I not have any? Oh, yeah. All the iron's in my inventory. Okay. We shall give this one a go. And see if we can actually configure. Okay, I don't think I can, so I may just have to break this. That's fine. Okay, so it did keep its inventory, which is one thing I was scared that it wouldn't do. So that's why I wasn't going to just try and break it immediately. Okay, so we've got redstone. So we're just going to put that down. We're going to snag the button. It's right here. And we're just going to push. Okay, I don't know how to prevent that from happening. What is happening? Is this thing... I got an onion ring, by the way. Increases the efficiency of block mining for the relic holder. So I think that's what's happening. And that... It doesn't drop the block for us. It just destroys it. So that's interesting. Okay. But yeah, so now we got Restonia crystals. We should be able to make what we need to make. What did I do with my black quartz? There we go. Guess I threw it back in there. So that should be everything. Auto breaker. So how does this work? I know it needs... it doesn't look like it needs anything. And it just obtains it. So I guess the question now is what would happen with like quartz. Because there is no way for us to just turn this on and off, right? I mean, there is, right? We can do the pulse. Or we can do that. Because this would deactivate it. Putting that next to it should deactivate this thing. So basically, we'd want to do probably integrated dynamics to make this work. Which wouldn't be terrible. Not really. Because you're just reading, hey, is this block the Certus Quartz, the large Certus Quartz cluster? Or does this block drop the Certus Quartz crystal? I think would be our options. Okay. I mean, with our current level, this will work. We don't really have a way to get like a Fortune 3 unbreaking pickaxe kind of situation, so we're going to have to do with what we're going to have to have. So we're going to do what we have, which is the auto breaker. I think that'll work. We won't get Fortune. That is a-okay by me. Yeah, I mean, that's going to be what we're going to need to do. and we're going to go with it. So what I'll have to get is integrated dynamics, so probably like a block reader. So this thing right here, which requires input variables. So we'll have to get into integrated dynamics just a little bit further before we do this, which is getting into the mechanical squeezer, or just the default squeezer, because it doesn't look like there's a recipe table for it. No, there is. Okay. So we could probably look at getting into the mechanical squeezer since we have the power source now. So let's get into that real quick. I'm going to grow some integrated dynamic trees real fast with the mineral sapling. And I will be back here in a little while. And we should be golden to start getting things completed here. Alright, so quickly we're making a drying basin here from integrated dynamics. And we're going to set this right next to this, and we're going to put the button back down. What I should be able to do to get this kind of kick-started for integrated dynamics is put a log in here and jump up and down on it. Okay, and you'll see that there's fluid in this basin. And actually, I guess we could move this over one. We're going to need some sort of pipes. We have these. Can I make a extractor? I had to remember what the name was for a second there. So extractor. That will extract the fluid, and this will dry and become the crystallized block, whatever that's actually called. Crystallized mineral block. There we go. Block of crystallized mineral. It's close. So we pop that out, and now we've got that. So this is going to be a key ingredient into industrial. So this is going to be a key ingredient to get further into integrated dynamics. And it's definitely going to be very, very useful for what we're going to be doing here in a little bit. So let me get this processed. Let me get this going, and we'll be back in a little bit. Alright, I think I've got almost everything. There's some portions of this we're going to do off camera, like the growth accelerators. That's just going to take some time to get. But we're going to actually do this on this area here. I think I can do this. We may have to do a little bit of terraforming down here. Make this actually a square instead. That might be helpful. Or a little bit more squared off. I will cover up that in a second. Because I need to basically be able to fit 4 of these, right? Or at least 2 for now. Whatever is kind of viable. So I'm going to say the the crystal needs to go here. So you'd have, do I have another block here? Growth accelerator, growth accelerator, growth accelerator, growth accelerator, and growth accelerator. How I'm powering these independently is the, what is it called? It's called a chamber. No, what is it called? Crystal. Let's look up applied. Hold on. This thing right here, crystal resonance generator. If I make one of these per, I should be able to basically create a independent system, or I could go with thermogenerators, either or. But this one probably just sounds like an interesting idea, because I'd basically take these generators, and you can only put one per system, and put one here, 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 and back here on each of these growth accelerators, basically, and have a powered system. And sooner or later, I could probably swap out the power. But I think for the most part, this really only does 1 growth accelerator, if I remember correctly. Maybe 2, but I'm not even 100% sure on that one. So the next portion of this would be figuring out how to read this block. So we're actually going to get that done now, and then next episode we will get into actually completing and making sure everything functions. So let's get this going. All right, so we're going to put a block reader down. We're going to attach a logic cable here. And we are going to want to check, let's see here. So dimension, block, entity, title entity. So we're probably going to have to search for the block. So let's actually go for this. So let's see. I've got a logic programmer, which if you don't know, logic programmer is a block of crystallized mineral plus a crafting table, and you put that into a crafting table to then get the portable logic programmer. So you can actually reverse that process if you wanted to, but the portable one you don't have to place down. All right, so block. We're going to grab the variable cards, which here's the recipe for those. So crystallized mineral chunks, which you can either get from the mineral trees or from the crystallized blocks of mineral, or blocks of crystallized mineral, whichever order you want to say. And we are going to put this in here, and we are going to look for the Certus Quartz cluster. So this one right here, so not the large, just the Certus Quartz cluster. We're going to put that in here. So that is going to be the card we need from this, okay? So what we're also going to want to do is we're going to go in here and we're going to put a variable card in this slot. So we can grab the block there. Go back into the logic programmer and we're going to do equals equals because we want to make sure this is a Certus Quartz cluster, nothing else, right? This is what we want. So this and this plus a new variable card will give us the thing we need. So we also do need a variable store, which I do not have. Let's see, can I craft this or do I need a little bit more stuff? Just one more thing. Okay. And that is going to go... I guess we could set that right there. That's not a problem. So these two are going to go in here. And then the next piece... Where actually do we want to put the next piece? Actually, I think... we want to push this back one. All right, so we're going to put the redstone writer here where this block is, because then that way we'll be able to put that there. Perfect. And then we're going to put this variable card here. And so what will happen is, I guess I can demonstrate this with the block breaker. It's in this backpack. So if I'm going to face this up, and then we're going to get the redstone torch, which I totally have on me. Change that to pulse. And I guess we could change this to pulse too. That's not a bad idea. So what'll happen is, see how it's not breaking anything? But if we were to actually get one of the crystals here, and we were to let this grow, of course I don't have anything to speed this up, this will actually break that crystal and it'll keep it in this inventory. Of course, remember, this has no fortune, this has nothing, so there's not a whole lot of like growth we can do with this system. The only way we can expand this system is taking this out and adding a fortune 3 pickaxe in the Just Dire Things block breaker, or getting the modular routers breaker with a fortune 3 efficiency pickaxe, right? That would be your best options. This is just kind of like bare bones. We could do this with a very little amount of resources. So that is fantastic. And I think real quick, let's see about grabbing a growth accelerator here. So crystal growth accelerator. I think it's just called growth accelerator now, not crystal growth. So this right here is what we're going to need to actually get started with getting this faster. So we're going to need some things, which is Fluix crystals. So charged Certus Quartz, redstone, and Nether quartz. So we're going to need to go grab our charger. We're going to need to grab some of the Certus Quartz we've picked up from the meteorites and get those charged. All right, so we have the ability now to get the charged Certus Quartz crystals. Let me actually quickly make a second hopper. I only made one for some reason. And we should now be able to just toss this on top and throw in our Certus Quartz crystals, and those should get charged and then be thrown into the next hopper. So once we get these, all we're going to do is we're going to get a pool of water and the items we need, which is charged Certus Quartz, redstone, and Nether quartz. And this will make Fluix, which is fantastic. Of course, I can't make all of it because I don't have enough charged Certus Quartz. But that is how we do that. So I am going to, between this episode and next, which is when we'll test this and actually show that it's functioning, because, of course, right now I'm not going to wait just to get this going. So, I will be back with you guys next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Stay awesome, and I can't wait to see you in the next one. Bye-bye.